A shocking news came from South Korea that immediately shook the hearts of fans. Jungkook BTS was reported to panic while accompanying Jimin undergoing a medical examination, after the health condition of the Hyung was again reported to experience a serious relapse. This sudden situation raises big questions. What exactly is Jin's condition now? And what makes ARMY cry when hearing the latest developments regarding the health of their idol? According to the closest source, Jin's visit to the medical center was initially only scheduled as a routine examination. However, his physical condition was said to suddenly show signs of weakening, causing the medical staff to have to carry out an in-depth evaluation. Jungkook, who was at his side at the time, was reported unable to hide his panic. Even some witnesses said his facial expression changed drastically as soon as he saw Jimin being treated intensively. The incident seemed to reopen old concerns about Jin's health that had previously been the focus of public attention. The situation increasingly drew attention when the news spread to the ARMY community on various social media platforms. Many fans admitted to crying, feeling worried, and even blaming the management for being considered not giving enough room for rest. On the other hand, some fans tried to calm down by emphasizing that medical examinations are normal, although this time Jin's condition looked more serious than usual. Unofficial reports stated that Jimin had experienced severe fatigue symptoms, and this was what prompted the medical staff to carry out additional examinations. Speculations emerged, ranging from the suspicion that Jimin was too forced in a busy schedule to the possibility that there were old health problems reappearing. Jungkook was said not to leave the examination room and continued to wait for the development of medical results with an anxious face. The fact that Jimin had just completed several important activities after military service also added another layer of concern. Some of the public questioned whether his body had not fully recovered, while the pressure of a global idol's schedule again demanded extra stamina. Jungkook, who is known to be very close to Jimin, appeared to be the first person to react strongly, as if not wanting to lose control when seeing the Hyung he highly respected in a vulnerable condition. This emotional reaction touched the hearts of fans. Many ARMY wrote their sadness on social media, saying that their tears flowed when imagining Jungkook panicking and Jimin lying weak. Hashtags regarding Jin's condition immediately became trending in various countries, showing how big the world's attention to this situation was. Some fans even openly wrote prayers, hoping Jimin would recover soon and could smile again in front of the public. Nevertheless, until now there has been no official detailed statement from the agency regarding Jin's medical condition. A brief statement only mentioned that Jimin was undergoing further examinations and needed rest time. That brief sentence did not reduce concerns, instead adding to the public's curiosity about what was really happening behind the scenes. Many feel that the lack of information only increases anxiety. Observers of the Korean entertainment industry assessed that this situation shows the fragility of the balance between global popularity and the personal health of artists. Jimin, as the oldest member of BTS, is often seen as a figure who is always calming and strong. But the fact that he now has to deal with health problems again shows a human side that cannot be avoided. Jungkook losing control of his emotions also reflects how close they are, not just colleagues, but a real family bond. Jin's condition is currently still under strict monitoring. Several medical staff were said to have given recommendations for him to reduce public activities temporarily. Although this may disappoint some fans, safety and health remain the main priority. ARMY around the world also called for Jimin to be given room to rest, while they will continue to support and look forward to good news. The big question remains hanging. How serious is Jin's condition really, and what steps will management take in the coming days? The news about Jungkook panicking becomes a symbol of how tense this situation really is, not only for BTS members, but also for millions of fans around the world. Now, all eyes are on the next developments, with the same hope that Jimin will recover soon and be able to smile again with his fans. The development of information after Jin's medical examination incident demands one thing that we rarely practice in the midst of viral flow: reflection that is cold, skeptical, and methodological. Are we really seeing an emergency that made Jungkook panic? Or is it just a narrative construction amplified by the digital attention machine? Does our timeline reflect facts, or just an echo of the keywords relapse, panic, and crying strung together to trigger clicks and mass tears? It needs to be emphasized from the start that the circulating material comes from TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and several other media channels whose character is a mixture of citizen documentation, opinion, and visual clips without full context. Have we distinguished which are primary recordings, which are compilation edits, and which are re-upload narratives that add dramatization? If the same video clip is used on 3 different channels with different descriptions, which conclusion should we believe? We also need to examine our own emotional bias. When ARMY cry because they imagine Jin in a weak condition and Jungkook panicking, are those tears born from data or from effective identification with the figure we love? Does our anxiety borrow the authority of anonymous witness testimonies without elementary verification steps? Can empathy not go hand in hand with disciplined thinking? The official information signal seems limited and very sparing of words, and precisely in that empty space speculation thrives. Do we unconsciously treat the silence of the institution as proof that something is being hidden? Could the absence of medical details also reflect privacy protection or caution over a diagnosis that is not yet final? If we interpret information gaps as confirmation, isn't that a leap of logic? Let's examine incentives. Who benefits from the narrative relapse condition? Jungkook panic, ARMY cry? Does the attention economy drive sensational headlines that amplify concern without adding accuracy? If views, comments, and watch time become currency, does the truth get a fair exchange rate? Minimal verification steps require us to check the timeline, location, and consistency of visual details. Does the timestamp of the video match the just now report written in the caption? Do place signs, clinic name boards, medical staff uniforms, weather language accents match the claim of the location in Korea at a certain hour? If there is even one mismatch, are we ready to postpone conclusions? There is an ethical dimension often overlooked. Health information is a private domain with real psychological consequences. Are we, as viewers, demanding transparency that exceeds public rights? If Jin's condition becomes content commodity, doesn't the line between care and invasion blur? Are we caring for the figure we support, or actually adding pressure to his recovery? From the community side, ARMY solidarity is a strength, but echo chambers can reinforce narratives without correction. Do the support hashtags that explode in various countries simultaneously become amplification machines of assumptions? If fanbase accounts quote each other with the same source, does that enrich evidence or merely repeat sound? Can we distinguish emotional consensus from factual consensus? Consider 2 extreme scenarios. If there really is a serious relapse, the most responsible response is to hold back speculation, demand official channels, and direct energy to non-intrusive support. Are we ready to choose dignified silence over satisfying noise? Conversely, if this is just the effect of viral lenses or even framing manipulation for spotlight, dare we admit that we have been part of a panic choreography? The principle of caution gives us a short checklist. Check video origin, check upload date and location, check the existence of official statements, check the comparison between title and content, and check whether there are experts commenting on the medical domain responsibly. Have we applied it before resharing? Are we willing to delay sharing to filter noise, even though it means losing the moment of being the first? We also have to examine this very text. This text gathers impressions, summaries, and claims that circulate on popular platforms. Its validity cannot and must not replace the independent verification process. Are you ready to treat it as an invitation to think, not a final verdict? If there are details that conflict with future official releases, dare we update our stance and retract initial conclusions? The most provocative question still hangs. When a headline feels true because it fits our emotional expectations, is that reason enough to consider it accurate? When tears flood the timeline, is that proof or just an indicator of narrative impact? When panic and relapse become keywords, is it the algorithm leading, or our critical conscience holding the control? In closing, we invite you, the concerned readers, to balance empathy with skepticism, support with privacy, and speed with thoroughness. Are you willing to position yourself not as a victim of sensationalism, but as a thinking subject? Are you sure this event is real as reported, or do you see framing patterns worth testing? Does this news, article, or text reflect facts? Or does it potentially become a hoax that thrives in a media ecology hungry for attention? Please reflect, discuss, and raise sharp follow-up questions.